Hello, and welcome back to Spree Tea, where we spill the tea from strangers online about their health related issues. And together we decipher whether or not the person is in the right or wrong for feeling a certain way about a health related issue. And these issues, you guys, are juicy, they're controversial, and we get them from Reddit, okay? Where it's the juiciest of juiciest stories. But for today's story, I'm actually going in blind with you guys. I'm going to discover what this story is in real time with you guys, because usually, if you're a continued watcher, you guys know the gist. I usually pick out a story beforehand, and then I already have some preconceived notions about the storyline and the person, and then I regurgitate the story and I share my thoughts. But for today's video, I actually have no idea what the context of the story is at all. My colleague picked it out, so I'm going to open the link and read it in real time with you guys. Okay, so let's dive right in. I have been married to my husband for 10 years. Mike has always struggled with various health issues like low energy, frequent headaches, and digestive problems. Despite seeing multiple doctors, he never got any clear answers, and it was really affecting the quality of his life. A few months ago, I read about a cutting edge lab that offered comprehensive blood analysis to identify nutritional deficiencies and potential food sensitivities. I was excited about the possibility of finding a solution for Mike's health, but I knew he would be skeptical or outright refuse to do it, so I decided to take matters into my own hands. One evening, I told Mike I needed a small vial of his blood for a love potion recipe I found on TikTok. I know it sounds weird, but we both kind of like witchy things. Okay. And he didn't think much of it and agreed. I sent the blood sample to the lab without telling him the real purpose. When the results came back, they highlighted several deficiencies and food sensitivities that we hadn't considered before. I started adjusting Mike's diet based on the lab recommendations, subtly introducing new foods and eliminating others. Within a few weeks, Mike's energy levels improved, his headaches decreased, and his digestion was better than ever. He kept mentioning how great he felt, and I was thrilled that my plan was working. Last weekend, we had friends over for dinner. I had a couple glasses of wine and was feeling a bit tipsy, and I couldn't help but brag about how I had solved Mike's health issues by secretly testing his blood and changing his diet. Mike was shocked and furious. He felt violated and deceived, accusing me of crossing a major boundary by doing something so invasive without his consent. He said he still couldn't believe I lied to him and made changes to his diet without telling him why. He left the dinner angrily, forcing me to catch a 40-minute Uber home. Oof. Our friends were split. Some think I was trying to help him, and the results speak for themselves, while others agree that I crossed a line with Mike. Mike has been distant since, and I feel awful for betraying his trust, even though my intentions were good. So, Reddit, am I in the wrong for secretly testing my husband's blood and changing his diet? Okay, so wow, you guys, there is some things to unpack here, just like with any other story that I have read, right? And first things first, I am just confused because, first of all, if you and your husband are into witchcraft, it seems like your husband is already a very open minded person. So I don't know why you needed to beat around the bush and lie to him about doing this. I know you mentioned that he wouldn't have normally been down for this and that he already had some preconceived notions about testing for nutritional deficiencies, and he was already kind of like not 100% on that based on past conversations you've had. But it just the math isn't matching, the logic isn't logicaling because I'm like, okay, if he's into witchcraft, it seems like he's already a very open-minded person, right? Because people who are into superstitious stuff, they naturally are very open and agreeable to do things that are out of the ordinary, and this is kind of an out of the ordinary unconventional thing to do. So I'm just confused why you think that he would automatically reject the idea and why you had to go behind his back. And now that I'm on the topic of going behind his back, yes, I do agree with Mike. It's very strange that you had to do this. And yes, it's true that the results speak for themselves, but a relationship and a marriage, especially, is supposed to be built on trust, communication, and loyalty. Okay. And you just broke many of those pillars. Okay, you broke his trust because you had to lie to him in order to get something that you wanted out of it. And yes, it was for his own good, but it's like, then again, why did you have to lie about it? Now he's going to be skeptical about anything that you say and about any action plan that you have and want to do. And it's just a sense of betrayal too, because now he feels like you can't trust him, and he's like, well, what was his marriage even built on, right? So he's now in his own head, and for good reason, right? You really did go behind his back and did something that could have been easily avoided had you just had clear communication. And once again, that's a great pillar of a relationship and a marriage, especially communication, right? That is what makes a marriage last. And you doing this is just very odd behavior. So I am definitely on Mike's side. And honestly, I do see what your friends are saying, that the results speak for themselves. Yeah, but honestly, those friends, they're a little suspicious because it's like, okay, now you're also surrounded by a bit of liars. But do I think that Mike did go overboard with his reaction? Yes. I definitely do. I don't think he should have made you Uber home. I mean, I get it. He was caught up in his emotion, which was anger at the time. And when people are angry, it's hard to calm down and take a breather and think before acting, because you just want to act on that emotion of anger. But yeah, I do think going forward next time, you definitely need to let him in on, what you plan on doing and have a conversation about it. And it is going behind, his own consent. And consent is a big thing, okay? Even outside of relationships, you have to have consent when filming someone. You have to give consent when being a part of something by signing a contract, signing a document, okay? Consent is the norm for almost every part of our lives, whatever activity we end up engaging in. And this is no exception, okay? So please, all right, especially since you're in this marriage, do not destroy your marriage over something so trivial like this. Oh, that would be just so awful. But I hope you guys can make amends. Let me brainstorm really quick if I have any idea as to what kind of amends you can make. I mean, yeah, I'm only thinking of, the classic, which is to give an apology, but, you know, um, I don't know what other way you can prove that in the future you won't do this again. Because that's the thing. This kind of did break his trust. I mean, it would break my trust, and it's hard to prove that you won't do it again. But yeah, also, that just goes to show that you guys need to be careful about alcohol, because it has you saying and doing things that you regret later, okay? What's that saying? It's like liquid something, sober thoughts, like liquid perception, sober thoughts. Like basically goes to say, fill me in the comments what you think I'm trying to say, because I know you guys know this slogan. But basically, it's like, you reveal your true intentions, your true thoughts, and your true nature when you're messed up on alcohol, and you actually reveal your sober self and who you really are, beneath the mask. So yeah, I mean, because the alcohol, you slipped up, okay, and you kind of ratted yourself out, and that, I think, was karma. All right, so yes, definitely, that this was your lesson to be more communicative and, trust your partner, and, feel safe enough to even bring something like this up, because you should feel safe to bring that up. And if you didn't feel safe to bring that up and having to go instead behind his back, that's kind of a red flag that you guys don't have that sense of safety within each other to have clear communication between each other. That's just my thought. Okay, let me know, you guys, what you guys think of the situation. If you agree with Mike or if you agree with the wife, share your thoughts down below. But I am Team Mike on this one, clear and through. Okay, definitely Team Mike. I think this was an easier one compared to other stories, but definitely I think it's clear that I am Team Mike and that Mike is in the right. But if you disagree, let me know down below. But if you also agree with me, also send a blue heart, comment a blue heart. Okay, but yeah, if you guys have any crazy stories, also leave them in the comments down below if you have a similar experience. And also, if you are wanting to get tested, we have a great test on Spree, a hormone wellness test that tests your hormones. Okay, it's not going to be a blood test, but it's as easy as spitting in a tube. And if you want to see what deficiencies you have, you send that spit tube out to a holistic nutritionist that we provide, okay, through Spree. And then you get your results emailed to you, and it's super easy. And you also get diet recommendations, okay? So you can see through your spit, okay, where you are lacking in certain areas. And so if you are interested in, going the wife's route, or, improving your health like Mike did, but you actually want to be aware of it and give consent, then go ahead and check out spree.shop, type that into your browser, and go and type out hormone wellness kit in the search bar, and you will find that there. Alrighty, but until next time, until the next juicy tea spill, take care and stay healthy and stay communicative. All right, bye.